Hey, it's Put It On the Podcast. I'm Andrew.
I'm Elizabeth.
And we are Lions.
We are Lions.
That's been our mantra for the past couple of weeks.
Love
and
it.
It's just motivating us to accomplish things. So here we are, week 8 of the podcast. It's like 2 months in.
It's like 2 months in. I remember when we were doing our episode 4, and we were like, what? A month in? Now we're 2 months in.
2 months in.
Still 10 toes down.
It's monumental. 10 toes down.
Episode Ocho.
Ocho. Remember when Chad Ochocinco changed his name to Ocho Cinco?
No, but I'm sure it happened.
It was great. I made him my profile picture on Facebook for a while.
That's awesome.
So if you want to creep through my Facebook profile pictures, there's one of Chad Ochocinco.
I will do that.
And it's me, but it's really good.
Great. Awesome. Well, welcome back to episode 8 of our Lifestyle Humor Podcast, which I just Snapchatted about, and it was funny. So, anyways, to start us off, I'm going to have our accountability corner, as always. And it happened again, people. I wrote a blog, and I wrote it at 1:30 last night, like I always do.
Too late.
But it happened,
But
and
you
it's
wrote
okay. I wrote it, and it's a great story of healing. And even though healing means a little bit of pain in the beginning, it's a good thing. So go read it, be encouraged that about the healing process, and go check out the blog. It happened.
That's right. So sometimes you get cut, but then you get stitches. And so
That's right.
you'll be stronger for it later.
Mm-hmm.
My accountability part is...
You have an accountability part?
Okay, not really, but it was next to accountability.
I'm kidding.
Like, in the same level. I talked
Right.
about the movie Interstellar coming out on one episode of the podcast, and I'm going to see it tonight if the Lord wills it. So
I hope he does will it.
it's going to be beautiful because I like Christopher Nolan movies, and I think it's going to be a good one. So
Good.
fingers crossed, Interstellar tonight. Hopefully it'll be good.
That's the one with Matthew McConaughey.
Right, Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway,
Oh, Anne Hathaway. And they go to outer space.
they go to space.
That's all I know about it.
That's really all I know, too.
Okay.
And it's Christopher Nolan was like, it's a story about human beings, but it's set on, like, this big stage in space. And so I was like,
Wow.
all right, let's freaking go to space and watch this movie. So
I've just heard it's like, people are like, this is the best movie ever made. Like, people are like, literally are giving it that. So,
yeah, I don't know if I believe all the hype yet. We'll
see.
find out tonight.
Yeah. You
So,
let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely will.
Good.
Let's talk about early morning mishaps, which
Man.
seems to be a weekly trend for you.
What is wrong with me?
But this week, it doesn't have to do with the Keurig.
No, it doesn't. It has to do with animals. So, a little bit of backstory. I reside in a house with 5 other wonderful girls, and we have recently adopted a dog who we have come to love and who now sleeps in our kitchen. However, our neighbors had 2 cats, and they were the most disgusting creatures that ever walked the face of the earth. And however, you know, we love them. They're sweet. One of them's named Butterbean, and that's kind of cute, I guess. But anyways,
I know this is irrational.
What?
And I know I just interrupted you.
That's okay.
But I pictured a dog wearing pajamas and a little hat with like the
little,
hat
flap.
with a little ball that
Yeah.
and it flaps over. And he's just like, he's got a bed that's like made up in the kitchen. Like he sleeps in the kitchen.
It's not far from that. We don't clothe him, but he does like curl up in this little like round bed, and he like tucks his nose in the cushion, and it's so cute.
Little dog.
She's so
Little
cute.
dog.
Anyway, so our dog's cute. Cats are left with us because our neighbors moved to Nebraska, and they were like, well, the cat's not going to come with us, so can
Bye,
y'all...
Felicia.
Literally the words out of their mouths were like, can y'all feed them till they die? And we were like, sure, because one of them's like 18 years old, and so we were like, how can we like say no to these people? Like, no, we're not going to feed. So yeah, so we're feeding the cats. Anyways, early morning mishap. I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning to cat.
To cats meowing.
Cats meowing. I combined cat and meow.
To cows meowing in the living room.
To cats meowing in the kitchen, outside my door. And I like walked out and I was like, what is happening? And Hannah was like, they were so cold. They were outside. And I was like, I think this is going to be a bad idea. Long story short, it did turn out to be a bad idea. The cats are no longer in the house. The cats made our dog go absolutely bonkers and was like running up and down the house and like waking everybody up. So anyways, I appreciate that my housemates are so sweet and caring and love creatures of the world that walk on 4 legs. And it's so kind. And the
Just
kindness
not
that
at 5:30 in the morning.
it's a kindness I don't possess ever, but they possess it at all times. And I love that because animals are better for people like them. Animals are better in the world because of people like them.
That's right.
But anyways,
Let's talk about the word bonkers.
Oh, gosh.
What a great word.
Okay.
I just think it's fun.
Let's
My
talk.
mom tried to bring the word kooky back a couple of years ago. She's like, we need to start saying kooky. Like, that's kooky. That's crazy.
I would totally say the word kooky.
So kooky and bonkers.
Yeah, I feel like they fall into the same category of word choice.
It's like if there were a group of adjectives that clowns used to describe things.
It's so true.
There'll be words like kooky and bonkers and willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
And like, just like fun fringe words.
Yeah, that's
So,
great.
There you go.
Well, yeah, you just, use bonkers in your everyday language.
Bonkers, kooky,
It's coming back.
willy-nilly.
We're going to make bonkers happen.
Make bonkers happen.
Hashtag make bonkers happen.
Hashtag make bonkers happen.
Anyways, so that was my early morning mishap.
Let's talk about something good that happened last weekend. Though.
Yeah.
Preview day.
Yes, preview day.
Boom. So preview day is a time when students can come to Mississippi College and kind of get a feel for it and get a sample of the Choctaw lifestyle. And so Ashton and I Ashton Ray is one of the Choctaw chiefs with Elizabeth and I.
Mm-hmm. We're lions.
And we're lions.
We are the Lion Pride.
And so the Lion Pride got to represent at preview day, and there were like buku people there. There were
Buku.
over 1,000 prospective students on campus, and
Woo, buku.
we got to talk in front of them and like take a picture and tweet about it. And so
cool.
It was really fun to like promote Choctaw to all those people.
Did you feel famous?
I didn't really feel famous. It was like, it's just like a natural step of like, all right, this is what Choctaw is.
Yeah.
And these people need to know what it is. And so since I help out with it, I need to be the one to tell them.
That's right.
And so we just had to step up to the plate and tell everybody about Choctaw.
So you public spoke, am I right, on a stage?
Public spoke.
I can't say you public speaked.
I speaked. I spoke on stage.
You spoke on stage in front of people. How'd that go?
It was good.
Was it scary or was it exhilarating? Or
Both.
Ooh.
I love the moment of public speaking where you're up there and you're communicating your message. They're clicking with you. Maybe they're not. And you're trying to like have to rope everybody in, like make sure they're listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just like this element of like, can you have chemistry with the crowd?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like this challenge that you can only meet in the moment. You can't really do anything. Like you can prepare before and you can reflect and get better after. But in that moment, you have to perform. And so, like, I love that aspect of it. But I hate the anticipation for it.
It's the worst.
Like, ever since 8th grade in cross country, I'll just, like, get nervous before stuff and just throw up.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, I did throw up on Saturday.
I did throw up.
Just a little bit. I had some coffee that morning, and then I saw it again.
Yep.
But
it's
you
a
know
natural
what?
part of life.
Sometimes you throw up, and then sometimes you give a great speech.
That's right. Sometimes you do both.
Hopefully both happened on Saturday.
Yeah. Hopefully not at the same time.
Right.
But it happened. Well, that's great. I was not there for preview day. I just got awesome pictures of y'all owning it and of you kicking a wooden spool across the parking lot. I don't really know what that was.
We had like this big spool thing for Swannanoa, and I like didn't want to carry it, so I just kicked it to roll it to the tailgate.
Smart. Well, speaking of Chalk Talk.
Yeah, why not talk about Choctaw?
Why not just talk about Chalk Talk because that's our job. We love it. We are the Lion Pride. But we are not the only ones that make up Chalk Talk. We're the bloggers and the social media people.
And our call team.
We have a call team.
Is killer.
They are what carry us. Like
they put the team on their back.
They do. They put the team on their back. They do thankless labor until we thank them and until you thank them. But they call prospective students literally for 4 hours straight with having awesome conversations, being super positive, and making hundreds of calls a night.
Last night, they had a call-a-thon to see how many people they could call and called 527 people.
Stop.
527.
That is awesome.
Boom. So hopefully, like, Chardell will make Oreo balls for them doing great.
Mm-hmm.
But that's killer. That's
so great.
Great productivity, great work environment. So shout out to Mississippi College telecounseling office for being thebomb.com.
Bomb.com. It's grown a lot.
Actually, it's choctalk.mc.edu.
Yes.
But we call it thebomb.com.
We call it,
That's overused.
That's right.
But choctalk.mc.edu.
Seriously, go check it out. We blog almost every day, if not 3 to 4 times a week. And they're pretty good, if I do say so myself. I may or may not write a third of them, but I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's very fun. We love our job.
Boom.
Boomtown.
All right.
All right.
That's like my transition word. It used to be all right, and now it's boom.
Boom.
So
Boom.
Boom.
Moving on.
Jazz band.
Jazz band.
I love the jazz band at MC.
You do love the jazz band.
This is just an Andrew Loves MC podcast is essentially the root of episode 8.
Yeah.
But tell them about the jazz band, Liz.
All right. So Andrew and I Andrew loves the jazz band. I do love jazz music, and so therefore I feel like Andrew loves it. He's just into it. I like it though. So we both decided to go to this jazz band concert, Mississippi College Jazz Band, on Monday night after work. So after I ate my peanut butter and jelly sandwich that he so graciously made for me, then we went to the jazz band concert. And first of all, it was an ordeal finding a place to sit because
oh my gosh.
we crawled across these sweet, nice middle-aged people, and we're like, excuse us, and then I have my backpack, and Andrew's just a really tall person, so we're all getting across them, and then we see our friends 3 rows ahead, and we're like, oh, we should go sit by them, and we're like, are we gonna do it? We're committing, and we're like, we're gonna commit, and so Andrew literally jumps over 3 rows of chairs to sit in that spot, and then by the time we get over there, the guy's like, dude, sorry, I'm saving these seats.
Yeah, they were like, I'm sorry, we're saving this for so and so and so and so, and so we have to go back.
We were
through the people that we just stepped over, and we're just bulky people moving through. We just had that bag. My legs are super long, and I'm just awkwardly stepping over these nice people.
Yeah,
and then
I felt kind of bad.
I think one of the guys there composed one of the pieces.
He did,
because they're yes. I stepped on this man's shoes on accident, which is a big faux pas. I don't like to step on people's shoes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, please stand up because you wrote the piece. And he's on the row, and I was like, oh my gosh.
And they're like, this is the world premiere. And we're like, cool. And then the guy stands up, Andrew's like, oh, I stepped on his shoes. I was like, oh no, you're going down.
It was horrible. And it was just a bad, I had taken a nap that afternoon and woke up and was like, gotta get to work. And I had on MC basketball shorts and
poor guy.
A hoodie.
It was cold.
It was cold.
He was wearing shorts. But the jazz band was great. Your friend Tucker Ward was in it.
Right. Tucker Ward is S.T.Bo.
That's right.
And he shreds the guitar. And so he was there. His parents came from Florida to see. So good time for the jazz band. Yeah. And speaking of bow, ST got a new bow this week.
They did.
Shout out to Fish. David Fisher is the new bow.
Yay.
Everybody calls him Fish.
Hey, Fish.
He's in Texas today because he's on the basketball team.
Oh.
And they're playing Stephen F. Austin, who was a tournament team last year for the big dance. So shout out to the Choctaw basketball team for killing it. And shout out Choctaws take on DSU tomorrow. Delta State.
That's a big game.
Boom. I'll be
Rivals.
there in the box.
That's
it's going to be fun.
Tweeting away, eating Zaxby's.
Right. I don't know if they'll have Zaxby's at Delta State.
I don't know, because it's away, so we don't know.
I don't think there's a Zaxby's in the Delta.
That's a shame.
The Delta is a wasteland.
Oh.
I hate the Delta.
I've never been.
You've never been to the Delta?
I've never been. I can't contribute.
All right. It's this vast open space, and so there's
a desert,
but there's life in it.
Okay.
Because it produces soybeans, cotton, and catfish are the three big products from the Delta. And so it's this huge open farmland, but it's so big that I'm scared of it. I
can respect that.
I think I'm agoraphobic, which is fear of open spaces.
Yeah.
And so I get out there and I'm nowhere near a hospital or freaking McDonald's even. What if something goes wrong and I need a Big Mac and I can't get one?
Yeah.
And so I'm just on the fritz and I don't like it. But tell you what, we're riding into Cleveland tomorrow. The Choctaws are going to take on Delta State.
The Okra.
Fighting Okra.
The Fighting Okra.
We'll see how that goes.
Go Choctaws.
Go Choctaws. I don't expect us to win because we just moved into D2 this year.
That's right.
But I do expect for us to establish that, hey, the Choctaws are back in D2. We want to be rivals with Delta State. And so we're going to set a precedent tomorrow. We're taking a student bus. And we're going to have fun at Delta State. So here we go.
Here we go. That's fun. Will you have fun with that? Have fun tweeting away.
Yeah. It's going to be so cold.
Yeah. It's been a cold week. So cold it hurts me. And I don't have clothes appropriate for this kind of weather.
Right. It's when you go outside and you're scared your hair is going to freeze.
Yeah, I think that happened to you this week.
Yeah, I walked outside after I took a shower and I was like, I got to get to the calf because my hair is going to freeze.
What if your hair did freeze?
That'd be horrible.
It'd so funny.
It'd be like the 90s when people wore hair gel. That'd be awful. But my hair would be frozen.
With water. Ooh. Yeah, my face hurt. I was walking from work to my car and I really thought I was going to get frostbitten. My whole face went numb and this is funny. Someone walked by me and tried to smile at me and talk to me and I was I couldn't even make my face move. I felt
it was
so
frozen.
bad. I was hey.
Just
couldn't show any
hello.
emotion and I was I literally don't have the ability to smile at you right now because my face is so frozen. Anyways, but cold weather's not all that bad.
Yeah, I think we're dramatizing a little bit because
I'm sorry, it wasn't that cold.
It was like 40 degrees this week.
I'm a diva who only owns flannels, so.
Right, I have on like a long sleeve T-shirt today, but
yeah,
it's not that bad out there, but it's more fun to make it cold.
It is.
And so, like the second it was cold outside, I was like, "It is time."
It's time.
What is it time for, you may ask?
To unearth something.
To unearth the beast.
Beast. What beast do you speak of?
Okay, I have this denim overcoat, and so it's like...
I'm intimidated by you right now.
It's an intimidating...
by your jacket.
It's an intimidating article of clothing. I won it in a Dirty Santa game freshman year with Charlotte. Like, we had a Christmas grab date, and somehow I wound up with this animal of a jacket. And so it's this denim jacket, and then it goes down to about my knees, so on a normal person, almost feet.
Yeah.
And then it's filled with like wool, like
yeah.
I don't know, it's like white something, and then it's just like thick and heavy. Like the jacket, I feel like weighs like 5 or 10 pounds, and it's just like you put it on, and it's like you're putting power on your body, and you just feel like this, and it just sort of comes over, and you like stand a little taller and walk a little stronger. You're just like, this coat could carry me to war and back.
Yeah, like that's like the Andrew Wilson royal robe. Like
Right.
if you were like a king, they would give you that.
It would be this denim coat.
That's what we would want to reign in.
Right. You gotta be the king, be regal, and wear this denim coat. I'm like strutting in place right now while we talk about
He's
this.
strutting in place right now, literally, with arms and legs. But yeah, so you took a pretty epic Instagram in that same coat this week too.
Right. So if you're interested, and if this is in the future and you have to scroll way back on the gram, I'm sorry. But head to @DrewYorkCity1 on Instagram.
Drew York.
Welcome to Drew York. Anyway,
Good.
Drew York City 1.
Yes.
And then I was like, John, we have to take a picture of this. Let's get some bricks so it'll be hipster. We go to the backyard, and I was like, bricks aren't enough. Let's get on the roof. And so like I just like jump up and like climb up to the roof, and John's like, let's take a picture. So he like takes a picture of me on the roof, and then like it was this gray day, and so there's like a cold sky in the background, and
It's
this denim coat.
It's like
you go for it.
It's like Man from Snowy River goes like urban or something like that. I don't know. It's just like the whole like mysterious, dark, no sun. I'm wearing a giant denim coat and my face looks intimidating and I'm trudging along a roof. Like you're kind of like mid-step. Like yeah, I'm walking up a roof. Like deal with it. Picture got taken of me. It's fine. You know, it was really good. Yeah. It was really epic.
So there's like this whole like epic nature of it. But then if you take away all of the dramatic voice and big fun words, then it's really just like I got cold, so I got this crappy denim coat out of my attic, and then my little brother took a picture of me on the roof. That's what really happened on Wednesday.
That sounds so much cooler.
I went home, found some denim in the attic, and my brother took a picture of me on the roof. There's the story.
That's really what
cut
happened.
and dry.
But we like to think about things in funner ways.
Right. It's so much more fun when you analyze things and put bigger meaning on it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just makes life fun.
It makes life really, really fun. Anyways,
Tell you what. Let's head into a different battlefield.
Different battle.
The blind question.
The blind question segment.
Boom.
Boom. Your transition word.
My transition word.
Well, do you want to go first?
I will. I think my transition word changed from all right to boom when One Direction and Steal My Girl came out because they said all right so many times, and I was like, I say all right a lot of times.
Yeah.
I need a new word.
Oh.
So I switched to boom.
That's funny. I would think that like things One Direction did would like inspire you to keep doing them. But
normally they
not
do
so.
because they're great, and that music video is hilarious.
Right.
It's got Danny DeVito. But anyway,
Perfect.
Boom. We're moving to the blind question
Boom.
segment.
Let's hear it.
So I'll start.
Okay.
If you lived in New York City, which borough would you live in?
Ooh. And by boroughs, you mean like the four, like...
The five.
Five. Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens,
Staten Island, and the Bronx.
And the Bronx. What would I live in?
Which one would you live in? You have to live there for 2 years.
Well, let's see. My gut is to say Manhattan, just because like that's where all the fun like New Yorky things happen. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Long Island is pretty residential, and like I don't have the kind of money right now to like live on Long Island. But if I could
Is
pick,
it Long Island or Staten Island? No, Long Island. I don't know.
I think it's both. I think there's two islands, but I don't know which one is the borough.
Right.
I don't know. There's one of the islands is the borough, but I think they both are a thing.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. We're uninformed. We'll look that up and put it in the accountability corner.
We're so sorry. What? Yes, one of the islands. I would live on one of the islands because I'm pretty sure that's like more of the residential like live. But then, hey, I want to live in New York City and maybe not on an island. So I think I will have to go with like, I'll just go with Manhattan.
All right.
I'm gonna go with my gut.
Live the dream.
I'm gonna live and work in Manhattan.
Boom.
Boomtown. And then maybe like, I don't know, have friends in Brooklyn or the island so then I can go visit them.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You can have me in Brooklyn because
yeah, you live in Brooklyn.
I'm gonna go to Brooklyn.
That's your place?
That's the place I'll live.
That's where you would live.
Like I'm not actually gonna. I don't know what the future holds. You got to get there a day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to live in New York City, and it wouldn't be a have to, if I got to live in New York City, I would pick Brooklyn because I just love like there's a blend of culture there. I've been to New York twice, just on like fun trips and like mission trips with church, and so. I really like Brooklyn. It's kind of like a melting pot. It's kind of got the picture of America, like all these different cultures in it. And then you're right there. You're just a subway ride away from Manhattan. So
that's right.
Get on the subway. What up? I'm in Manhattan.
What?
Look at that.
Yeah.
So that would be out where I would live. Is Brooklyn.
That's awesome. Yeah, when I went to New York City for some mission trips, we stayed in Brooklyn and visited. I'm pretty sure we visited all 5. No, we didn't visit the island, but we visited 4 of like the mainland places.
Yeah, I've been to all the other ones.
Yeah.
We'll look up that island.
Yeah.
Accountability corner next week.
That's right. New York City, we got to know those things. All right, my question is, I wrote it on my phone. I'm going to try to say it from memory. It's a 2-part question if you so choose. Okay. So the first part is, what is your favorite / most unique Christmas tradition to do with your family? And possible follow-up question, what's like a cool story where it like was super awesome / backfired? All
right. Christmas morning, my mom makes breakfast, and it's incredible. She normally does cinnamon rolls and like sausage balls and cheese biscuits. And so she learned how to make cinnamon rolls from this lady in our church. Actually, my dad did. She was like, I normally make them at 4 a.m, but I'll wait till 5 when you get there. And so Dad rolls up, learned how to make these cinnamon rolls, and they're incredible to die for. Best cinnamon rolls I've ever had. Nobody will ever top them because I've attached sentimental value to them, and I can't be swayed to another cinnamon roll.
Valid.
So Mom makes those cinnamon rolls, and they are killer. The deviant. One Christmas morning, Robert made breakfast from around the world, and so cool. This was actually where I tried out either Marmite or Vegemite, whichever one they have in Australia.
Okay.
And so Robert was like, "Hey, moving to Australia, we'll do this Australian food." He cooked. It's like a little sausage thing that's got a different name.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called.
Is it Australian?
No. Maybe it was Spanish. It was Spanish chorizo.
Oh.
And so he made chorizo and chopped it up and put it in eggs. And we had English breakfast tea, like Earl Grey and English breakfast tea is like a name of one of them. Mm-hmm. And so we had breakfast around the world. And so that was our variant. And of course we had the cinnamon rolls and sausage balls and cheese biscuits.
Yeah, of course. The classic.
You gotta
and
have
the
variant. The staples.
That's right. That sounds awesome. You eat good at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's so great. Right. Y'all do it right. For sure, my mom makes cinnamon rolls too, but then we eat lots of peanut M&Ms because that's her favorite. So our house is like raining peanut M&Ms on Christmas morning. So, all right, let's see. Mine would probably be, did I tell you about like my dad telling us Christmas stories on Christmas Eve? So it got to be a tradition when we were really little that my dad would like tell us a story after, I think it started like after we decorate a Christmas tree together, which is another huge Christmas tradition we do, is like we all 6 decorate the tree together. And it doesn't happen as much anymore because we all 6 live in different places, with the exception of my parents. They live in Reston.
Right.
But it's rare that we all 6 get together. So we used to, when we all lived at home, my dad, after we decorated the tree, we'd turn all the lights out and just have the Christmas lights on the tree on. And then Dad would tell us this Christmas story. And my dad's a really good storyteller and writer and speaker and words guy, which I think that's where I get it from.
That's a good paternal influence.
It is good. He's great. So he would like tell us these fun Christmas stories, and they're really like adventurous and fun, and like he would ask us all, like, what's one thing you want in it? And I would always be like, Mr. Darcy, or, like, whatever. And he'd be like, all right. And then the boys would all have something cool. But there would always be, like, 4 characters, 3 boys and a girl, you know, and they were all, like, best friends or, like, siblings. But they weren't us, but they were totally us, you know. Yeah. So he would always tell those stories, and they were always so good. And I always wanted him to, like, record them or write them down so he could, like, publish them. So that's kind of our tradition. But now it's turned into a Christmas Eve tradition because that's when we're all 6, for sure, at home.
Yeah, when you're all there.
Yeah. So now on Christmas Eve, we turn all the lights out, and we turn the Christmas tree lights on, and Dad tells us a story, and it's great, and we love it. And then Mom sleeps on the couch and snores. She's like,
That's great.
And then at the end, she wakes up and is like, what happened? We're like,
She
Mom.
hits the very end.
She is the
She
very.
falls asleep.
That's right. That's her sleeping time because, yes.
LOL at Mama Moore.
LOL at Mama Moore. We love her. And she is ready to go because she takes that nap right then. She is ready
ready
to
for
go
Christmas.
on Christmas morning. My mom loves Christmas morning. Like, loves it. Like, it's like to a science. Like, we've like mapped out the stage. Like, we like are in our rooms until a certain time. And then John David's like, it's go time. And we're like, all right, it's go time. And then Mom's like, wait, we got to read the Christmas story. So then we read the Christmas story. And then Mom's like, don't you dare come in the living room. And we're all like, we're peeking. And she's like, don't peek. I got to set up the camera. And we're like, we're peeking. And she's like, no. And then we're like, Dad's letting us come in. And Mom's like, Byron, don't. And so then like me and Dad are drinking our coffee. John David's like being really hyper. Matthew and Michael are trying to act mature. And I'm like still asleep, but like really excited at the same time. And then Mom's like, come in! And then we all like run in and we like see our Christmas and we eat food and love each other. And then we take pictures buried in wrapping paper.
That's so exciting.
I'm sorry, that just told a lot of
it's
Christmas
crazy,
traditions.
Crazy Christmas day.
Okay,
But
wow.
that was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Christmases are fun at our house.
It is fun. This has been a fun podcast today.
It has been a fun podcast. Episode 8.
Episode 8. Let's
Go us.
wrap it up like a burrito.
Okay.
And
Wrapping.
We'll see you next week. Never stop dreaming.
Bye, guys. Have
Be
a
a
good week.
lion.